Yo, so Lady Frost, why don't you tell them about that story you told me about that military duck?
This group of Marines back in World War II, they were hanging out in Poland and they were playing cards. And, you know, they're just winning, like nonstop winning. And the guy that they're playing against was like, no, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to put my prize winning duck as, you know, my bet. Well, the Marines won and they kept the duck. Well, because they were traveling across Europe, the duck followed them. Like the duck went into battle to like 5 different battles. Okay. Survived. He was called the Devil Duck. And apparently, like, there's pictures of, like, if you look him up, there's pictures of him just hanging out with Marines. And the duck even got promoted to sergeant. Yeah. And apparently there is a story that had gone around that the duck battled against a Japanese rooster and won.
The Japanese, I don't know if you guys heard that, a Japanese rooster and won. That's wild, dude. There's like, I remember there's a book. I mentioned it once on stream a long time ago. There was a book. Yeah, it was called Badasses. They're like on the 6th book or something, and they even had a podcast for a while. I don't think they do anymore. And they were talking about animals that fought in war that were well known, like renowned animals. And one of them was Wojtek or Wojtek. He was a bear, a brown bear in Poland. And during World War II, he would help out the soldiers because he would walk on his hind legs and he would carry artillery. He would carry artillery up like mountains and treetops. And in one specific battle, he actually like, you know, carried artillery through like enemy fire, right? So apparently the way he would train is he would box, like playfully, but he would box with some of the other members of the unit, and he would smoke cigarettes with them, and they would give him like alcohol, like vodka and stuff. And so he gained a rank too. I think he was a corporal.
I've always thought that crows were like super cool because of the fact that they actually have the intelligence of basically like a 3-year-old. Yeah, and so I thought that's just like, I don't know, I've always thought that was super cool. Well, I was like, I want to own a crow. And so I started looking it up, and they're like, it's illegal to own crows because it's very easy to get them to steal for you.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's hilarious.
Didn't someone train them to just go pick up coins, and then they got like thousands of dollars because it would just do it all day?
Yeah, in New York, I saw this thing, and technically he doesn't own them. He on the rooftop, he built a whole bunch of little basically vending machines where, you know, if the birds put in objects that are a certain size, then it will give them food. And so he started so yeah, he put a whole bunch of vending machines out there. I think it was like 20, and he just would buy food, and the birds would come and they would put little coins in there and to feed themselves, and he ended up making like a shit ton of money just passively by feeding his birds.
Yeah,
I was like, that's pretty awesome.
Imagine if like someone asks you, hey, what's your side gig? And someone's like, oh, I write a blog, or hey, I'm a Twitch streamer like me. It's like, I'm a master of the skies. Like, it's funny how he plays with the baby Dino, huh? Well, doesn't really play, but like he sits with her and tries to steal her food. And then it's funny because he she'll like tickle him and go tickle 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 tickle. God, it's adorable. She was watching me play, and she comes up to me and she goes up up up, and I'm like, okay, she's supposed to be watching our movies, but I'm like, you know, I don't really get to spend too much time with her, so I was like, you know what, I'll sit her on my lap. And I was doing work. I was watching Zyz's stream, and I was working on my music. Well, then she has watched Lady Frost and I use a mouse. Not only that, when my mom took care of her, she would go on her laptop and play with her mouse because it was like she could stand and she could reach it, and she would bang on the keyboard. Well, she sees us do it all the time. So she sits on my lap and she starts moving the mouse, and she sees it moving on the screen, and she's like screeching and screaming and, you know, like super excited about it. And then she starts banging on the keyboard. Well, she makes me follow like a Smite streamer. I don't even know how the Smite stream showed up, but makes me follow that. And then she resets a lot of my settings, fucks up my Steam, makes a lot of my games disappear. I guess they were unfiltered. Like, I had to do a bunch of shit to fix it. It was crazy. Yeah, dude, she wouldn't get off. So I set her down real quick, and she's like screaming. She's so upset. And so I decided to put on Phasmophobia, and she had a blast because she's moving around the character, and I just walked forward for her. But no kidding, she played on the computer for like 30 minutes. So now we're gonna buy her a little toddler's mouse and keyboard, and I'm gonna connect it to my streaming computer so she could fuck around with shit. And I really don't care because I'm gonna lock her out. I'm honestly gonna probably just buy like Stardew Valley and let her play that. And whatever she does, I'm gonna buy her a game I don't play. And if she fucks shit up, that's on her.